This trader made $7,500 in 1 minute. Check it out.
All right, y'all. We're looking for breaks below here. Here comes that 829 candle. There goes 830. Boom. Got us in. Targeting these lows right here. We're up 1,000 right now. Beautiful breakout of here. We're up 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8. We'll take 7,500. We'll take 7,500 flawless YM scalp here. Beautiful setup, man.
So if you want to keep getting your dopamine hit by watching vids like this and learning nothing about trading, and you have the attention span of a mosquito, then this channel is not for you. But if you actually want to learn how to trade and you're determined to make it work, then I'm going to share with you an exclusive tutorial taken from our VIP Trading Academy that will genuinely help you improve as a trader. Check it out. Traders, welcome back to Simply Forex. Hope you're all marvelous. In today's vid, we are going to look at what to do when price gets to an entry level. Right? So every day, guys, you sort of do your analysis and you pick entry levels to trade from. You're like, right, if price reaches here, I will enter the market. Okay. And that's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at the options available to you and what you should consider before taking the entry. Okay. Now, let's take a look at a couple of examples, right? So Euro Aussie dollar. Okay. This is the H4. We're going to look at a couple of different time frames, right? Because the same's true for every time frame pretty much, right? So this is Euro Aussie dollar. This is the H4 chart. And as you can see, price was just ranging between here and here, right? Just pretty scruffy price action between here and here. And then eventually, bang, right? We get a break, okay? And now everyone is interested in buying Euro Aussie dollar on this break, okay? Now, first of all, you'll say, oh, Tom, why don't you just trade the break? You will start buying here. And no, because you need to, first of all, think of your target, right? And I think this level up here, you can see these highs in here. I think this could be a pretty good target. You've got these levels here, okay? So I think 1.6765 would be a good target. Now, if I started buying in here, right, this is my reward. Where would you put your stop loss, right? Now, typically, I want to put my stop loss below the last swing low. So that would suggest below here, right? So straight away, my risk to reward is skewed. There's no value in this trade, okay? So we set up our levels, right? We're like, right, if price retraces to this level here, right, then all of a sudden the trade makes a lot more sense. I can still put my stop loss below this level and I've got all this room to move into, okay, right? So those are the first things you need to consider, right? Where's your target? Where's your stop loss? Where does my risk to reward make sense? Okay, but we're going to look at specifically when price retraces into your levels that you want to enter from. Okay, so on this chart, I want to enter in here. Okay, so let's just play this along a little bit. Okay, we're going to play it along at a candle at a time. Okay, right. So it only takes 8 hours only, but 2 candles, and we are at our level that we really like. Okay. Now, these are the types of questions that I ask myself. Okay. So again, does my risk to reward make sense? I mean, let's say we just entered on the close of that candle, started buying here. Like I said, this is the swing low. You've got the moving average 20 as well. I like to be below the moving average 20 and the last swing low. So if I put my stop loss in here, okay, would this make sense? And my TP still doesn't change, right? That's still my TP, my take profit. So yes, this would make sense, okay? But this candle here is very bearish, right? So this also is an important thing to consider. Now, when I see a bearish candle like that, do I want to enter on it? And the answer is probably no. However, I will enter on bearish candles if I can hide my stop loss, right? And I can hide my stop loss here, right? Okay, so we could still consider this trade, right? Because I'm hiding my stop loss. A lot has to go wrong for my stop loss to be hit. And in that time, you can imagine we end up getting perhaps bullish candles or, something that tells us buyers are in control anyway, right? But what really dictates me just buying a level is where can I hide my stop loss? And if I can hide my stop loss and my take profit and stop loss still makes sense, then yes, I would suggest you can just buy from this level because it's a really nice level. Okay. Now, that's just buying the level. We're not, and now the other way I would trade it is wait for a bullish reaction at the level you like. Okay. So let's just play this along. Is that bullish enough? Probably not. I would still say sellers are in control, looking at the last couple of candles. Right. Now, let's go back a candle. We didn't need to show that one. Right. But now we have had a nice bullish candle at our level. Right. This is still our level. And now this candle, that tells me buyers are back in this market. It's bullish. It's bounced off this level. We've had a bit of indecision with this candle and now a buying candle. Buyers are in control. Now, this changes things slightly, right? Because I've waited for that bullish reaction, okay? Two things, right? If I just entered here at the level and put my stop loss here, right, as I suggested, and this is our take profit, we could do that. But now we've got this bullish candle, we would start buying here. So you would be like, oh, Tom, we've lost out on a few pips, right? Because we didn't get in early. Now, okay, so we missed out on about 20 pips. But what I would suggest is that we can be more aggressive with our stop loss in this scenario, okay? Because we've had that bullish reaction, right? We could potentially move our stop loss, as the moving average 20 comes round, we could move our stop loss up to here, right? Because we've had that bullish reaction. And I would then wait to see what the next candles tell us, right? This has become, these lows here has become a very important level, okay? And if price pushes on, I would want to push in both scenarios, I would want to push my stop loss closer to that level, okay? So they're the two ways to trade it, right? You don't wait for a setup and just get in at that level, right? Or you wait for a bullish reaction and get in at that level. And there's pros and cons for both, which I've just explained. One thing I should point out here is once we got this, if I go back again, if I see this big bearish candle, part of me is also thinking, perhaps price wants to come down a little bit further, and it could. And we could get in at even a better price. Let's imagine we got a bullish candle form here, right? And you can actually get in at a better price by waiting, right? So let's just play it along and see how it plays out for both scenarios. Right. Okay, right, looking good with that bullish candle. Okay, all right, looking good. Right, we've got anything. So at this point, guys, right, with this candle here, right, this candle right here, stop losses are getting pushed up, right? Even if you chose the first scenario with your stop loss here or on the bullish reaction and put your stop loss here, these are both being moved up to at least here. I'm reducing my risk, okay? Could even add to the position, but that's a video for another day. And there's lots of videos on that in the VIP. All right, and then we play it along. Right, we're just waiting for price to be hit or our target to be hit. Okay, and there you go. We eventually hit target, right? All right, so, you know, those are your options at the level you like. Now, another interesting one, and also, guys, before we look at the next example, traders, if you're enjoying the tutorial, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. It really helps support the vid. Also, please come join our trading community. You can talk to like-minded traders, share knowledge, ideas, have a chit chat. So please come join our free Discord channel. Also, if you want access to all of our premium trading education, including our course, our VIP Trading Academy, our mentorship program, and our Price Action Pro indicator, then please go check out the website www.simply-forex.com. All the links are in the video description. Also, please leave a comment if you're enjoying this tutorial or if you need help with any other aspect of your trading. Leave a comment and we can create a tutorial for you. Now let's carry on with the vid. Is oil, because we've been talking a lot about this in the VIP Discord, guys. Right, now let's go down to the day chart. Now, again, right, I imagine every man, woman, and their dog is looking at this level. Of course, right? It's a very good level to buy oil from, right? Back up to potentially here, right? This is one of my swing trades. Now, it became a swing trade, right? Because of the following. So let's just go back a little bit. Now, at this point, okay, again, you know, some people might have entered here, right? There is a level of resistance here. Some people might have just entered here. But again, you need to put your stop below this swing low, right? But this is the key level for me in here, okay? Now, let's get rid of this level. And you can see at that level, guys, you know, nothing was telling us to buy it, okay? Now, as price comes down, yeah, we can see, let's just play it along a candle at a time. Right, we are now at that level, okay? Now, again, you could just enter. This is the last swing low. So I would want to put my stop loss, you know, at least below this gray zone, right? If not, give it a bit more room, okay? And that would be just entering at a level, right? We start buying, right? Stop loss in here, okay? But that is a daily candle. That is not telling me to buy. That is a daily candle. That is not telling me to buy. That is a daily candle. That is not telling me to buy, right? That is a daily candle. That is not telling me to buy. That might have even popped out a few stop losses if people had type stop losses, right? Now, this is telling me to buy. This is the first candle that tells me I can buy this market because buyers are in control, right? This is indecision and then bang, big bullish wick, buyers are in control. So again, you could start buying from here and literally place your stop below those lows, right? Okay, so I'm more inclined to wait for a reaction, okay, especially if it's at a level where you are at the last swing low anyway, right? Let's wait for a reaction. And now buyers are telling us to buy. And it's only then, once you see buyers come into the market, look at it, it's already pushed up. We had a massive gap up this morning, right? And if you look at the H4, it's all about this level for me on the H4. So even if we get a nice bullish reaction at these levels, especially on the day chart, I'm still looking at a break of key levels to start trading, okay? And because we had these huge, crazy gap ups and gaps downs today, this big bearish candle means we still haven't broken this level, So yeah, that sort of leads me to the next point. If you want to get in at a very high probability level, right? So let's go back to the day chart. Now, if you just enter here and start buying, right? I'm not saying your trade won't work out. It's a nice level. It may well do, right? But, you know, you put your stop loss down here and you ended up getting one of these candles, right? It comes down, whips you out, and then you get the bullish candle. And you're thinking, shit, I was right, but my stop loss had just got whipped out. That is very common with just entering at a level. Okay. So I would suggest at the very least, you wait for a bullish reaction, right? And then you have a clear level to put your stop loss, right? We can put your stop loss down here, right? Review to taking price up to here. Okay. I would say there's a higher probability than just entering over here, although you get in at a worse price. And then the third scenario, which adds more probability to the entry level, is waiting for a structure break on a lower time frame. So not only do we get the bullish daily candle, which I've just spoke about, but then we also wait for a H4 structure break. And obviously today's a bit of a unique day. Those gaps up, gaps down have made it disgusting. But this level here, right? If I end up getting a big bullish green candle that breaks this level, we could start buying in here, right? Put your stop below here. Again, every time you're getting in at a worse price, but the probability of the trade working out is getting higher as well. And like everything with trading, it's all a trade-off. All right, so that's everything I look at when price comes to an entry level that I really like. And those are the things I consider, guys. All right, so yeah, give that some thought next time you're at an entry level that you like, and try and do a bit of analysis like I just showed you. All right, guys, and if you've enjoyed the vid, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and smash the like button. All right, guys, see you next time.